Good morning, everybody. So this is going to be a new blog series, and I'm not sure what we're gonna call it. I guess the title will let you know. Maybe we'll call it Getting Real about fillers, about cosmetics. But anyway, as you know, if you followed me for a while, I get fillers in my cheeks, and the reason why I started to do that was because I was on a medication for my anxiety. I'm still actually on it, and once it's an addictive medicine, so once you're on it for a while, your body becomes used to it, and I'm in the process of trying to come off of it. But basically, I get this little like spasm in my face right here on my cheek. So I started to get cheek fillers because I didn't want to put Botox in, because if I put Botox in, then it would be like that when I try to smile. Not ideal, not ideal. It's nice if your face can move. So I started to do cheek fillers, which made it like heavy enough where it was sort of wearing down the spasm, so I wasn't like at random, yeah. But then I just cosmetically loved the way it looked because I had these really sculpted cheekbones. I don't really have very much filler in right now, which is a part of what we are doing today. Yeah. But you guys are missing all that. Also, I'm in these really cozy, comfy PJs that I just bought at Selfridges. I'll link those for you guys because I just think they're the cutest thing. And look, they even have like lace right at the bottom, which I just think is the cutest. And then these are my Cape Robin sandals that I've had for, oh god, like 4 years now. But anyway, so as I was going through this process, I started working with COSMEDOCS in London, and we have been talking a lot about the stigma of fillers and things like that. Now, I won't deny that over the past few years after I got my cheeks done, I was like, oh, I love fillers, let's do more things. So I did my lips. At this point, again, I've gotten my lips done a year ago, so there's nothing really left in there. These are my natural lips at this point. I loved the way they looked. If you look at my pictures from Paris last year, in fact, I'm actually gonna post that vlog soon. Unfortunately, I didn't have a computer which would allow me to edit vlogs, so this is just really us catching up completely. But if you look at those photos, you will see that my lips are much fuller than they are now. But anyway, so I loved the way my cheeks looked. I was like, let's try the lips, blah, blah, blah. Literally no one. I mean, my mother, my sisters, like people who know my face so well, my best friends, no one noticed. Like 0 people noticed. But people did tell me like things like, gosh, you look so good, or your lips are so, you have such amazing lips, or things like that. And they all thought they were natural. And that's what I've been talking about with COSMEDOCS, is there's such a stigma around doing these procedures, yet when you do them, people compliment you and they tell you that you look great. But if I say to someone, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get cheek filler put in, they'll say, oh, you don't need that, oh, don't ruin your face like that, blah blah. Yet when I do it, they all compliment me and they all say how pretty I look, and they all tell me, you know, oh my god, you look amazing, or there's just something different, you look so fresh faced and blah blah. And then outside of that, the only thing I've gotten is some Botox up here. I was noticing some really fine lines. Totally normal. I'm 28 years old, you know, it's kind of that time. Okay, saw a little line starting and I was like, the Los Angeles way, the one thing that they preached to me constantly was, if you start doing Botox before you need Botox, you will never need Botox. And so I loved that, and I love the idea of doing it as a preventative measure. And not that it matters, like if you have wrinkles, you have wrinkles, like who cares, it's the natural way. I've just chosen not to age naturally, and right now it's actually like, I did it 6 months ago, so it's basically wearing off at this point. But I mean, if you look at my forehead, there's like just this little guy, that's really where we do it, and then we stop here, so I still have this motion, but it doesn't make these creases. yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I mean, I wanted to come clean. I wanted to make sure, I mean, not come clean because I've never really hidden it, but I wanted to make sure that it was clear as day what I put in my face or what was happening. And so today we're going to go in, we're going to talk to COSMEDOCS. We're going to explore more about cosmetic procedures. And I think we're going to do my cheeks today. There's a new procedure that you can do for your nose. I think I've talked to you guys a lot about like over the years that I'm not a big fan of my nose. It's I have a bone spur on both sides of my nose inside and a deviated septum, so I have a bump on each side that makes my nose thicker, and I have quite a bulbous tip, and I've actually gotten a rhinoplasty consultation many times, and I just have never pulled the plug, partially because it's so hard to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna spend $8,000 up front. Like, I'm just gonna throw 8,000 pounds here, which is, you know, close to 10 grand in American, which, you know, I get paid in dollars, so yeah. So I just the idea of like parting with that much money in like a single time is hard, and to do payment plans it's really hard to qualify for. So I've never committed and did it. And it used to just be like if you had a dip in your nose or a bump, they could fill it so then your nose was straight when it came to the profile, but I actually like my profile. But now they actually have it where basically they can lift the tip, making it look less bulbous, and then they put filler in that directs the light directly onto your nose, and it creates the illusion of a slimmer nose, kind of like contouring does with makeup, except you're using actual filler. And I'm dead curious to try that one as it's something I've never particularly liked about my face. And, you know, I don't think that fillers are meant to be used to, you know, correct your whole face and your body or whatever. I just think why not enhance your natural beauty if you can, or, you know, if you like it, do it. Like, who cares, you know? It's to each their own. But I do think that so often I'll hear from people, oh, I love Sahara Ray, or I love Gigi and Bella Hadid, and you're like, well, that's rhinoplasty, that's a brow lift. I mean, even at Kendall Jenner, that's a brow lift. Those are lip injections, cheek injections. They've had a fair amount of work done to be supermodels. I mean, even Gisele Bündchen has had her nose done. She's gotten a boob job that she just recently admitted to. And I'm pretty sure she's actually had her cheeks done as well. So it's just about perspective. Like, I don't care that people do it. I don't think anyone should care what people decide to do with their lives. But I think it's more of a matter of when someone looks at it and they feel like shit, and they're like, why can't I be that pretty, or why can't I look like this, or blah 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 blah. And you're like, well, you could with that much money. So I think it's really about like breaking down the stigma, but also breaking down this idea of perfection, this illusion of perfection, when people are actually paying for their face to look like this. So you know, there's this meme that goes around that says, you're not ugly, you're just poor, which isn't very nice. But either way, I do think that it is a interesting thing to look at in our society, because if you go and follow COSMEDOCS, I'm going to put their Instagram handle below. They show you celebrity before and afters, and they show you exactly what they believe from their doctor's analysis, what the person has gotten done. And I just think that's really powerful, because, you know, we're sitting here feeling like crap, but then when you find out someone's gotten something done cosmetically, you kind of feel better. You're like, oh, okay, so she wasn't born with it. And it suddenly makes it feel like that unachievable beauty is achievable. And of course, we're talking about beauty within societal standards of what we were taught is beautiful and what we were taught is, you know, whatever. So you know, let's not get too caught up on the idea of beauty and who's perfect and things like that. But anyway, so I just thought, let's do this. I know that CosMeDocs have some really interesting things to say. And then on top of it, it's just about giving you guys more information should you decide that you want to do something cosmetically. You know, I hope that if someone's researching cheek fillers or something like that, they stumble upon my video and they're hearing a highly rated, experienced doctor talk about the process and what goes on. I mean, when I first got cheek fillers, they put basically what you would use for lip fillers into my cheeks, which is a completely different filler. It's a much softer filler. It's a much runnier sort of filler. Where the cheek fillers are much harder. They're meant to withstand more because obviously this is less tender of an area than this is. These are supposed to be soft and pillowy. This is supposed to, you know, you have a lot of muscle in here, so it's meant to match up with that muscle. Does this look attractive? Am I attractive now? Anyway, that was completely normal. I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, if anything, I hope that this serves to help people, whether it's just breaking down stereotypes or understanding that we have totally like ruined the idea of like real beauty anymore, and just get some info, get it done. I'm a little bit blurry. Better. Just in time for me to go shower and do my hair. And I'm not going to wear makeup because obviously you want your face to be nice and clean for injections. Do we do a little spot that wants to come through? Hello, friend. You've been here, but you're not coming through and you're not going away. I also have to wax my mustache. Oh, I love being Puerto Rican. We grow hair everywhere. It's fantastic. Anyway, see you guys later at the doctor's office, and I'm really excited for you to see this whole process. And this is going to be multiple videos. It should be kind of like a whole series on injections and things like that. And I kind of think we're just going to start doing it for beauty treatments in general. I think that that would be really cool. Just trying different beauty treatments and experiences, and just seeing, you know, if I can find things that are right for you guys and introduce you guys to new things. And yeah, so follow along on this series called Rachel with Filler in Her Face. No. The brunette Bardot does beautifying things. I don't know, we're really gonna have to come up with a good name here. I'm gonna have to think about this one.
You have loads of clips of marking out.
Hey, they're really good. I'm not talking this so hard, right?
You can talk.
Oh, can I? I didn't know if I would be moving my face too much.
Huh?
So I didn't know if I'd be moving my face too much, or yeah.
I'll tell you when I move it comes face.
I like this. I feel like I'm your little masterpiece.
I still think your cheekbone, you just maybe slightly higher.
Yeah, I feel like it is too, actually, from what I can feel of you.
Yeah. It's really done.
I guess I kind of notice it when contouring my cheeks as well.
Can you just sit up for me? Okay, that's all again.
I'm gonna do my makeup from now on.
Please do my makeup first.
I'll do everyone's.
Why did you come to me and say, oh, you don't wear any makeup? She's like, I
I'm hardly wearing any today, by the way. Don't look at me.
Yeah, no, you look beautiful. But I was like, I was, yeah, no. It's like, that's like my daily makeup. It's just like a little liner.
Just like a
Especially with
little
the
tiny
lashes,
bit.
It's just like,
So much easier.
yeah. Much vanity when it comes to this. Even though like I get color and all this stuff, I don't actually have that much vanity in the sense of like, it sounds so ironic, I know, but I just seem like if I look like stupid or silly or shit, like in a photo or something, I'm not like, oh my god, it's the end of my life. Like, I literally had a friend fall out with me once because she said she like looked fat in a photo,
What?
and in a photo that she looked amazing, and she like fell out with me and literally screamed in my face, and I was like, you need a fucking Xanax.
You're gonna feel a sharp scratch. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3. Sharp scratch. Well done, are you okay?
Piece of cake.
I don't even know what that did.
How did I tell you I gave her boob tucks?
Oh yeah,
You
I need
boob
more of that, by the way. I am
does
a
it do?
sweaty Betty.
She said she gets sweaty.
Oh,
I get
yeah.
boob sweat.
I like wanted to do that with my underarms, but then someone was like, oh well, Jess will go to like your back or somewhere, and I was like, damn.
Slight push. There you go. Well done,
Whoa.
okay?
I saw that.
Don't react.
No, it's fine. Looks cool. I really like all this stuff.
She does, she's weird.
I'm really into it.
My thing is just like, I don't want to look at it. Like, I mean, I don't mind looking back at it or looking at it on other people. I don't want to see it on
Oh, I
me.
love it. I asked for a mirror.
And you quite like it being angular, quite sharp.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks nice, but like,
She wants the angular, yeah.
I mean, you're the doctor. You're the one who kind of.
I usually blend it down a little bit.
Yeah, you
Well, you don't need to be. Yeah, it doesn't need to be like crazy cut angular. I don't want it to look unnatural.
just whatever you think.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like
I
your
trust
second
your
voice.
Thank you.
Doctor knows best.
I mean, you look. Yeah, exactly. You look at this stuff all day, and like your job is literally to sort of look at like the golden ratio of the face and tell us. You know?
What makes me want? I just want everything there. Whoa! You can see that.
She needs a little more volume there. Actually.
Yeah, a little bit there. Check that shadow.
With the numbing, it hurts way less. Like you feel barely anything. This is my first time ever being numbed, so I'm like, this is a way easier experience.
A little bit as you're going through the entry point, yeah. So I'll show, after we finish this, I'll show you, and we'll try and see if we need to blend it down a bit more for you.
Okay.
It's up to you. I blended it to the tiny amount. Okay.
Like I trust you with like what you feel looks natural versus unnatural. Do you know what I mean? I trust that you're not gonna.
She is a natural fan.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna swap
I can.
sides.
Okay.
I can feel that this side feels.
One, two, three. You okay?
Do you have patients that are quite reactive to the pain?
Yeah.
I've never thought that injections were very bad.
People's pain thresholds are completely different.
Yeah, I have a really weird pain threshold apparently. Like, it tends to be quite high, except like that one.
You
I feel
okay?
A little bit more. But then like I'll get a paper cut and I'll be like, this is the worst experience of my life. But I'll like break a bone and be like, no, what do you mean it's broken? I also feel like there's something to like knowing what the pain is. Does that make sense? Like everything, like, do you know what I mean? Like if you don't know if something's broken or not, you feel like worried and therefore it like feels more painful, it's hyped up. And then once I know what it is,
oh, I
like,
see what you mean.
Yeah.
Just so satisfying to watch.
It's like when you watch Dr. Pimple Popper and you're
Oh
like,
my gosh, I love that.
You're like, get it all.
Okay, and what I'm going to do is sit you up and see what we need to add to body mist, etc. Okay, want to sit forward? Yes, there's a little area. Just going to clean you slightly.
I look like a real murder. Like, I'm gonna clean.
I'll pause it a minute.
So when you're working with doctors and like doing the process, you want to make sure that they're really thorough and really, because I've had a bad experience where I had one that was like more filled than the other, and so you want to make sure that you're working with a doctor that really like cares and looks over the work and is comparing both of them. So after comparing them, she decided that this one needs a little bit more lifting and to be a little bit more full in here, which is probably something that like to the untrained eye is like very marginal, but like this is why you want to go to a great doctor and you want somebody who's really gonna pay attention to your face, because everyone's a case-by-case basis.
Move it there, and then I'm going to try and see if we need to add anything to it. Hey! Hello, you can come in. Actually, no, V, your opinion is welcome here. What's that? Your opinion is welcome.
Opinion.
In a moment, so you can stay there.
So what's the benefit of doing like a cannula versus just like a...
Safer.
It's a safer injection.
Sit forward from it. Sit up.
Oh, sit? Or...
So she likes to be quite calm. Is it okay, Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
A tiny bit there. I'll just blend it down.
I mean, it looks... Looks good. Yeah, I like it. Look at the shadow.
You guys have meditative, so I always like blow out as you're like pushing it in, because it.
That's what I. Yeah.
Well, it decreases pain and like to be inhaling and exhale. You know, you can get through anything as long as you breathe. And that's a lesson in life.
I'll remember that one.
Someone who meditates and does a lot of yoga.
Let's blend it down. If you do come back, we'll have a clean as well on the other side. But this mainly.
Wait, and we're doing the chin.
I'll do the jaw first.
Is this one gonna hurt?
No. It's quite really hard for me. And relax. And bite again. And relax. And bite again for it. And relax.
I'm not the best filmer.
Okay. And now give chin, just do this for me.
Is that right?
And again. Yeah, that was good. And relax. And again. And relax.
It literally feels like just like picking a hair out. Literally.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. I'm not putting
You're
again,
funny.
Yeah, that problem.
Yeah, when I pluck my chin hairs all the time.
I feel like I've learned so much about like the muscles in my face, and
So do I.
you're like, I learned a lot.
Even I can know your face now.
It's your masterpiece. As they put on Monster Mash.
At least I've let you know. At least I know what your face looks like.
Yeah, that probably helps a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. See, it's this sharp angle here that you get on this side. And this one is never as so sharp on the other side.
Yeah.
That's what we have to try and work with whenever you put her into that cheekbone area. Can't really see from there.
See if I look there.
She's looking at her nose.
I told you it doesn't matter. Like it can be a good photo of me, and I'll still think, my nose.
But you have one of the best profiles ever, and that's such a nice profile.
Thank you. Profile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She
Grew
has
it myself.
And I stare a lot of profiles and chins.
I grew that one myself. So we are going to do my nose, slim it today. You're like, what am I doing? So basically, I've always wanted a rhinoplasty, and I thought I would try this first before committing to such a major surgery, and look really cool with this numbing cream on. What can I say? So you guys are gonna get like a little, yeah.
Does it feel quite numb?
Yeah, decently so. It's funny though, like when you put numbing cream like basically anywhere on my face, like even like my cheeks and stuff start to get numb.
Sometimes even numbing cream in your lip will make the inside of your mouth
I know.
feel a little numb. Okay.
Alrighty.
And you do your consents. Sharp scratch. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can open your eyes now.
Yeah, I opened them.
I think this is uncomfortable.
Well, that's like the weirdest feeling alive. It doesn't like hurt, it's just weird. So with the cannula, is it like, it's like a little small plastic tube that goes in, right?
It's metal.
Oh, it's metal.
I'll show it to you.
But it's not, it has like a dull end, so there's no like piercing through.
Exactly, it's blunted, it's rounded.
So you can't do like a Capri Sun accident where you like stick the straw through the other side?
What?
You know, like with Capri Sun bags, do you know what I'm talking about? The drink. You like sometimes would go to pierce the like with the straw, you'd go to pierce like one side of the bag and you'd get it like all the way through.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's what I just mean like with the skin.
I'm just gonna massage this for a minute.
Is that done?
It's not done, no, I need to go back in. There's a couple of areas I need to go back to.
I'm gonna film the consult because I never got the consult for mine.
What was
We
you
didn't
most
film it.
about your face?
I guess I definitely would say my cheeks because I feel like it's just kind of disappear. Like it's just no definition. Ooh,
Okay.
it just kind of disappears. Like it's
Right.
just so
Round. And was there a
Yeah.
time where you had stronger cheekbones and more fullness at the front?
yeah. When I was skinnier before my kid.
Okay, anything else that bothers you?
I mean, we only talked about the cheeks. I mean, of course, my eyes are very hooded, but
Okay.
that's something separate. And then maybe my lips fuller,
Okay.
especially this right here on my cheeks.
Heaviness, jowl area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. And you've never had a treatment in the past?
I've never had anything. I'm so like natural, like.
Okay.
Like I think like the 3 syringe, like I saw it today on Instagram and I was like, that's what she needs.
It was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What is it?
The 3 syringe? Or,
Yeah.
did you see it on Insta? Or no, did you post it on Insta? I don't know.
I don't post.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was kind of thinking the same. So when I look at your face, one of the first things I notice is it's quite round.
Yeah.
It lacks some of the contours, as you yourself quite rightly said, that we normally sort of expect to see. You're a little bit, it's not so obvious in this photo, but you can see this line just coming down here onto your cheek, which suggests to me that you've lost some cheek fullness here, as well as probably laterally, but definitely here I can see it. And I think you more than likely sleep on your right side because it's a little bit flatter on
I
your
do.
right than
Yeah.
on your left.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed is that when I look at the lower portion of your face, your chin, because of probably the muscle action here, do this for me. Yeah, it's a repetitive movement of your chin over time. You get this crease just here, and also it ends up shortening the lower face slightly. So again, you can see that just slightly rotating up. Where you see these lines here, which are the lines coming from the nose down to the mouth, and again you can see them just here from the corners of your mouth, these shadows. This all suggests again volume loss, and the best place to target that would be again the mid-face area. So out of all of this, the first thing I would suggest is trying to target the mid-face, which is cheek volume, then going down to the lower face and looking around this area, and particularly where you pointed out around your jowl area, the chin area, the chin crease. Lips, I know you put cream onto them. I think a lot of women like having their lips done. In many cases, I think it actually makes women feel really good. I don't think it's the first point of call that we generally suggest for somebody, but it definitely can make you feel a little bit more lifted.
Okay.
Okay.
You're the expert. Just whatever you say, yes.
So the main two injectable treatments are botulinum toxin and fillers. Okay, so if it's toxin you're talking about, also known as Botox, is probably a bit more familiar, and that relaxes muscles. The only area really I think that would benefit you would be the frown area, where you've got these two lines, possibly also to help lift your eyebrows up slightly. But when it comes to filler, definitely as I already said, cheeks, possibly lower face as well around here. The fillers are all hyaluronic acid based. So it's a natural substance, it's made by bacterial fermentation. It does come with some risks, every injectable treatment does. The nice part about it is that you see the results straight away, unlike Botox, which takes a couple of weeks to see results from, and it should last you, for these fillers, about a year and a half.
Oh, okay. I knew it would last that long.
Yeah, my cheeks lasted about like a year and a half, 2 years before I had to come in and get.
So I'll be here in a year.
Yeah, no, really. I mean, she comes once a year around the same time, so.
Okay, shall I run through some risks with you of various treatments? Right, so if we're talking about fillers, the number one risk for any injectable treatment is bruise. Number two is swelling. We don't tend to get too much swelling in these areas, but again, you may feel a little bit puffy, a little bit tender, and that's completely normal. Alright. Risk of asymmetry. Now, even though we try to inject symmetrically, there's always a risk of asymmetry. I've already pointed out that you're already a bit flatter on your right side than on your left. So there are things that we don't tend to worry about too much, unless it's very obvious to somebody, something that we've caused by filler, then we would correct it. But generally, it's not something we worry too much about. Risk of lumps and bumps. Because we use thicker fillers in these areas, if you press on the area, you'll feel it. That will soften down. We don't expect you to be able to see any lumps or bumps. Lumps and bumps are more common in thinner areas, for example the lips, around the eye, but not in these more substantial structural areas. Okay. Risk of infection, again that comes with anything you inject into your face. It's not common at all with injectables. I've had 1 in 10 years. Again, it could be very serious, but it's incredibly rare. Risk of allergy to filler. We don't test patch our fillers. It's not commonplace to do so, and the allergy rate is extremely low. It's more common, rather than having an immediate allergic reaction, to have a delayed reaction, and even then, that's not common. And again, generally treatable. So what's more important is that should something happen, you're able to contact us or able to get to a clinic for somebody to be able to assist you. Okay, we can even give advice because I know you don't live in this country. Yeah. Finally, the most important complication, the rarest of them all, and that's a vascular occlusion. That means if the filler blocks a blood vessel or compresses onto it, it can stop the blood supply to an area of skin, an area of tissue. That can lead to scarring. In absolute extreme cases can lead to blindness, but is exceptionally rare. One of the ways we can try to help to minimise this risk would be by using a cannula, which we use for most of this treatment. And rather than using a sharp needle, we use it's a small tube with a rounded end that's flexible. So you'll have maybe one entry point here, you'll feel it move around, but it's less likely to actually penetrate through the blood vessels. Again, less risk of bruising and swelling as well with that.
Yeah, I had no bruising. She used a cannula. She was the first person to ever use a cannula on me, and I used to always get like just single injection points, so I'd have like 4, and then like it was just like she did it and I had 0 bruising, just like a mark that looked like a little pimple. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
She's like, yes! She's like, just do it!